Now the next question is question number 5. Is the function f defined by f of x equals to x if x is less than or equal to 1, and 5 if x is greater than equal to 1? The questions which I was talking about, the category 2, type 2 questions where the loops are changing, that is this question. Here at x is equal to 1, this loop is changing its nature. So like this way, these are two loops, and here we have x is equal to 1. So we need to check its continuity at exactly this point. So little towards this side, so plus h, and little towards this side, that will be minus h. So in the right hand side, right hand limit rather, we will be putting 1, adding some small quantity, that is 1 plus h, and in the left hand limit we will be putting 1 minus h. So these two things we will be replacing the variable x later on. So now the question is continuous. This function is continuous at x is equal to 0, at x is equal to 1, or at x is equal to 2. So at 3 points we have to check whether this function is continuous or not. When x is greater than 1, so there is always equal to 5. So that is constant line. So it is always continuous function. X is equal to 5 means 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So this line is x is equal to 5, which is always continuous. So here we start solution. First we check at x is equal to 0. So when we talk about 0, interesting thing is the question is changing its nature at x is equal to 1, but it doesn't change at 0 and it doesn't change at 2. So two key points you have, what, that x is equal to 0. 0 means less than 1. So when the function's value is x is less than or equal to 1 means 0 will also fall into this category upside. And when x is equal to 2, 2 means greater than 1. So when x is greater than 1, so that means equal to 5 always. So it is clear now, when x is equal to 2, the function will be continuous. Now the confusion is at x is equal to 1. At x is equal to 0, it will also be continuous, because same loop, we have only one loop. Whenever there is a one loop, the function will be continuous only. So then limit x tends to 0, f of x, limit x tends to 0, x, and at x, because the function's value is x and limit at x tends to 0 is 0. Okay, and then if you find f of 0, so then x is replaced by 0, so f of 0 is also 0. That means these two values are same. So we say that function is continuous at x is equal to 0. Now at x is equal to 1, then let we have any real number h which is very small. Here we need to check the left hand limit as well as the right hand limit, means c is equal to, c means or x, whatever that constant, 1 minus something, that is 1 minus h for left hand limit and 1 plus h for right hand limit. So let us proceed. Thus let left hand limit at x is equal to 1, x tends to 1 minus this minus f of x is equal to, then again limit h tends to 0 as I explained in previous question, and f of 1 minus h. Now since we are taking left hand limits, so the function's value will be x only. So limit h tends to 0, the function's value is x, and we have x is equal to 1 minus h. So we replaced x by 1 minus h. So that is 1 minus h. Now taking limit h tends to 0, so this h becomes 0 and this 1 is as it is 1. Equation number 1, you can say this. Now taking right hand limit at x is equal to 1, right hand side, so limit x tends to 1 plus here 1 plus f of x. Now when we are taking the right hand limit at x is equal to 1, then the value of function will be constant here, 5. So limit h tends to 0, f of 1 plus h, that is nothing but 5 only. Now as you can see, left hand limit is 1 and the right hand limit is 5. So left hand limit is not equal to right hand limit, therefore the function is discontinuous. Function is not continuous at x is equal to 1. Clear? Now for x is equal to 2, same, I have already declared this will be continuous only. Limit x tends to 2, x tends to 2, f of x, which is equal to limit x tends to 2, and when the limit x tends to 2, at that point the value of function is 5. So 5 is equal to 5. That is f of when x tends to 2, f of x is equal to f of 2. Both values are same. So therefore the function is continuous at x is equal to 2. So that's all about this question. Now we have a next question. Find all points of discontinuity of f where f is defined by means you have to find out, you have to check all the points where the following functions are discontinuous. Means the function we need not to find out the points where the functions are continuous, but we need to find out, the question has asked, we should find out the points where the function is not continuous. So the sixth question, so this question number 6 I'm not going to solve so easy like previous question. Here the turning point, this is a second type question, this one, sixth one. As I told you, here is the loop, 2 loops, and this point x is equal to 2 will be here. So you have to write for left hand limit 2 minus h, and for right hand limit you have to write 2 plus h, and then you will be replacing x by these 2 points in 2 conditions. Then you have to check whether this left hand limit is equal to right hand limit or not. If these are equal, then function will be continuous, otherwise discontinuous. That you can do easily. So now I take this modulus, semi-modulus function, summar modulus, and then 3 functions are given. This particular f of x is divided into 3 functions, 1, 2 and 3, under 3 different conditions which are given. So now the point is, here you have to think about these points, what is given. So just write carefully. Here we have 2 turning points. I was talking about numbers. These are numbers, turning points. That is, first one is -3 and second one is +3. We have 2 turning points where function turns to different direction. That is, x equals to -3 and +3. So here we need to check its continuity at these points. Means we have to check its continuity at both the points, that is x is equal to -3 and +3, by finding left hand limit and right hand limit. On all other points, function will be continuous, because less than -3, if I'm talking about -4, definitely it will be a straight line or curve, which I talked here in previous video, that this will be, if it is single loop, it will be always continuous. So here we go for the solution. The function actually it is a modulus function, so we need to redefine it little further as per the condition given here. So we need to remove this modulus. So f of x is equal to modulus x plus 3 is the first function. Now, since the condition is given, the function is less than or equal to minus 3. And now less than minus 3 means minus 4, minus 5. There is no chance of getting positive number in this case. So that means this function will be always, this modulus x will be always negative. So this modulus we are removing and putting minus, because it will always give us negative value, minus x plus 3. Now the function is minus x plus 3 when x is less than or equal to minus 3, and then minus 2x and 6 plus 2. There is no change for these two functions. These will be as it is. So now we will proceed. Let us check the continuity of the function at x is equal to minus 3. First of all, we are starting with the first point, that is minus 3, this one, and then we'll go for the plus 3. So for minus 3, let we have any real number h which is very small. Here we need to check the left hand limit as well as the right hand limit. Means c is equal to minus 3 minus something, and c is equal to minus 3 plus something. Something is what? That h. Again I explain through these two loops. This is x is equal to minus 3. So when you are talking about right hand limits, that means you are talking about the value of variable minus 3 plus h, means the value of this particular junction neutral point, the value of this variable plus h, and then to the left hand limit this would be minus 3 minus h. We need not to worry about whether this number is negative or positive. For left we will be putting minus h, for right we will be putting plus h. That is our aim. If it is 0, 0 minus h, 0 plus h. If it is 100, 100 minus h, 100 plus h. If it is minus 1 lakh, so we will be putting minus 1 lakh minus h and minus 1 lakh plus h. I hope it is clear. So then, as we need to check the behavior of function at x is equal to minus 3. Now this particular point is x is equal to minus 3, so we need to check its behavior, little this side, little that side. So this minus 3 plus h and minus 3 minus h, what we are doing actually, that means there is no breakage, there is a continuity of this that we are checking. If these limits are not equal, then we say that there is a breakage. So that is our target. So little left minus 3 minus h, as I wrote it there, and little right means minus 3 plus h. So thus left hand limit at x is equal to minus 3. So this minus superscript over 3 is denoting that we are taking this minus 3 is already by default it is coming. Don't take it this minus as a left hand limit. I am talking about this superscript. If superscript is negative, that means we are taking left hand limit. So here the value of variable is minus 3 minus h. Now as we are taking the left hand limit, so the function's value will also be the left side only. That means when the x is less than or equal to minus 3, at that point this should be the value of the function minus x plus 3. Now minus x, instead of minus x we will put minus 3 minus h. So look at here, minus is as it is outside, this is minus given in the question, and then this minus, and then x means minus 3 minus h, so minus 3 minus h, and then here plus 3, so plus 3. Now multiplying inside this minus plus 3 and plus h, and then plus 3, 3 plus 3 6, and then taking limit h tends to 0, so h becomes 0 and 3 plus 3 is equal to 6. Now taking right hand limit at x is equal to minus 3, that is x tends to minus 3 plus right hand limit f of x. Now the value of x is minus 3 plus h, but be careful, here the functions will change. Now since x is greater than minus 3, right hand side we are taking, so x is greater than -3. So this is x and this is greater than -3. So this condition is greater than -3. So that means the value of function will be -2x. So limit h tends to 0, as I had already explained how it comes. Then -2, here it is -2. This also can be taken -2. So -2 is here outside, and then inside is x into x. So x means -3 plus h. So then multiplying now inside this -2 into -3, 6, and then -2 into h minus 2h. Then taking limit, h tends to 0. So this -2h will become 0, and then we have 6. So now look at here, left hand limit as well as the right hand limit. Both are same. Hence limit, if we take limit x tends to -3 f of x, that means f of -3 in the given function, if we put the value of x is -3 here, look at here, this is x is greater than or equal to 3. So if you put x is equal to -3 here, what will happen? But we are taking, what we are taking, x is less than -3, sorry. So now x is less f of -3, so x is less than or equal to -3. X is less than or equal to -3. So that means if you are put x is equal to -3 directly here, so -3 will come out of this modulus, will become +3, and +3 and +3 again 6. So that means this value is also same. So is equal to left hand limit, this is also 6 as I told you, and then left hand limit is equal to right hand limit. Hence the function f of x is continuous at x is equal to -3. We'll go for now this same x is equal to for +3. Let us check the continuity of the function at x is equal to +3. This question I have already written here. Now we are talking about +3. So x is less than 3. This should be taken as function in the left hand limit for x is equal to +3, and this should be taken as the function for right hand limit when we are taking +3. Okay, so thus left hand limit x is equal to 3 minus f of x. Now +3 we are taking, so left hand limit 3 minus h. Now at this point the value of the function is same, only -2x. So -2 outside, this -2 outside, and then into x. X means 3 minus this h. So we put here 3 minus h. -2 into 3 -6, and then minus plus 2h. Taking limit, h tends to 0. Clear? So then this is 0, and then we have -6. This is our left hand limit. I hope it is clear. If it is clear, we move towards right hand limit. So now right hand limit at x is equal to 3, that is 3 plus f of x. Limit now 3 plus h, right hand side, 3 plus h. But the function is x is greater or equal to 3. So the function is 6x plus 2. 6x plus 2. So 6 into the value of x is 3 plus h and then plus 2. Okay. So now multiplying 6 3 is 18 plus 6x, 6h plus 2. 18 plus 2 is equal to 20. Now look at here, the big difference between these two. There's a jump, huge gap between the right hand limit and the left hand limit. The function is not properly behaving. So that means the left hand limit is not equal to right hand limit, hence the function is not continuous at x is equal to +3, but the function was continuous at x is equal to -3. So that's all about this question. Now the next question is question number 8. This is again modulus function, but here one interesting thing you will learn, one special thing that I tell you little later. So for the solution, function is f of x modulus x upon x if x is not equal to 0. You need to understand the meaning of this. X is not equal to 0. Now what I was talking about, the interesting thing, by now look at here this function, the left hand limit, the left hand function rather was different than the right hand function here, this. Okay, so every time whenever we were taking left hand limit, the function's value was different, while as we were taking right hand limit, that at that point the function was also different. But in this question, what does it mean x is not equal to 0? That means either x is less than 0 or x is greater than 0. What is this all about? This is right hand limit side functions behavior, and this is left hand limit side functions behavior. Understood? So that means if x is not equal to 0, in this case when we take left hand limit, the value of the function will be this only, while as we will be taking the right hand limit, at that point also the function's value will be uh, same only. Okay, so we solve it little. This modulus we are going to remove it. If x is less than 0, now we are taking both the condition, x is less than 0 or x is greater than 0. X is greater than 0. Later we'll take first x is less than 0. X is less than 0 implies modulus x, when the value is always negative, so no need of putting modulus. We have removed modulus with this negative sign, minus x will come out. And when x is greater than 0, that means always positive value, again no need of putting modulus, so it will be only positive x. So now we will redefine this function. Therefore the given function can be written as how this modulus x upon x is equal to, as I told you, the condition is x is less than 0. So at that point modulus is removed, so minus x, and then x and x cancel. So the value of function will be minus 1. And it is given, it is 0 when x is equal to 0. So that is already written. But in the when x is greater than 0, at that point modulus x upon x, and then x and x cancel, and then we have this x and this x cancelled, so we have this value x is greater than 0, so that is equal to 1. X and x cancel out. So let us check the continuity of the function at x is equal to 0. Why? Because 0 is the turning point of the function. We have two loops, so now 0 is the neutral point. Here x is equal to 0. This is 0. So now the time has come where you need to understand that you are going to put 0 plus h this side and 0 minus h this side. Okay. So now this function is as it is 0 if x is equal to 0, and then minus 1 if x is less than 0, and it is plus 1 if x is greater than 0. Thus left hand limit at x is equal to 0, 0 minus superscript here f of x is equal to h tends to 0, and as I told you 0 minus h. Now we are taking left hand limit at when x is less than 0. At that point the value of the function is simply minus 1, so we have put minus 1 only directly, no need of this checking, because the function is itself minus 1 constant. And when right hand limit we are taking, then 0 plus here superscript again, so f of x limit 0 plus h, when it is greater than 0 its value is plus 1, so plus 1 we have written. Clearly minus 1 is not equal to plus 1, therefore function is not continuous at x is equal to 0. That's all about this question. Next question is also as similar as this question number 8. Same thing, I hope you can do it. Let us go a little faster. More x upon again modulus. In previous question modulus was in the numerator, now modulus is in the denominator. So same thing, the given function f of x, we need to redefine x is less than 0, then modulus x is equal to minus x, and therefore the function can be written as when it is greater than 0. Now look at here, the difference between this question and the previous question is in previous question x was not equal to 0 given here. That means in both the cases that was only the function for left hand limit and for right hand limit, but now in this case for the right hand limit it is already given -1 is the value. So we need to find out put the value of function for left hand limit only this value. I hope it is clear. That is modulus x upon x, x and x cancelled, so it is -1, and x is less than 0. Clearly you can see that for left hand limit we are going to put -1, for right hand limit it is again -1, so that means directly it will be continuous. X is greater or equal to 0. So let us check the continuity of the function at x is equal to -1. Left hand limit at x is equal to -1. What we are going to put? -1 minus h, 0 minus f of x, limit h tends to 0, f of -1 minus h. Taking limit h tends to 0, it is -1. Then taking right hand limit at x is equal to -1, that is limit x tends to -1 plus means superscript f of x, limit h tends to 0, f of -1 plus h, which is equal to -1. Clearly what I was telling, left hand limit is equal to right hand limit, hence the function is continued at x is equal to -1, so it is continuous everywhere. So that's all about this question. We move towards next question, question number 12. F of x equals to x raised to 10 minus 1 when x is less than or equal to 1, and the second time the value of function is x square under the condition when x is greater than 1. So same thing again, this is second type question. Again we have two loops, first one and then second one, and we have to check its continuity at x is equal to 1 because turning point is 1, x is equal to 1. So again same thing, same this way curve, we have two loops and this point is x is equal to 1. So anything 1 plus h this side in the right hand limit, and anything we are subtracting from 1, that is 1 minus h, will be in the left hand side of this and taken under left hand limit. So let us go for the solution. Now since the function turns its direction at x is equal to 1, therefore checking its continuity of the function at x is equal to -1. Therefore checking its continuity of the function at x is equal to 1. So since when x is less than or equal to 1, we have to take the value of the function is as you can see x is less than 1 or equal to, then the value of function is x raised to 10 minus 1. On the other hand, when x is greater than 1, the value of the function will be x square. So taking left hand limit at x is equal to 1, limit x tends to 1 minus, it should be little up, superscript f of x is equal to, now again limit h tends to 0. Now as I told you, left side of the loop, that is 1 minus h, because positive 1 we are taking as the point of neutrality. So this 1 minus h will be the replacement of variable x. So limit h tends to 0 and the value of function at this point is x raised to 10. So in place of x we will put 1 minus h. So 1 minus h raised to 10 minus 1. That was the definition of the function, which is equal to limit h tends to 0. As you can see, 1a minus b, you might have learned the binomial theorem in 11th standard. What was binomial theorem? First number plus minus, whatever it is, sometime plus, sometime minus, second number raised to n. So it will start with 1, that is a power 0, a power n, then b power 0, and so on, moving towards end. So a minus b raised to n, or a plus b raised to n is a binomial theorem. We will start with nc0, this so a plus minus b raised to n equals to nc0 a power n b power 0, then plus nc1 a power, this you must be knowing, nc0 a power n b power 0. That was the first term of the binomial theorem. Then plus, if it is plus then plus, otherwise it is minus, nc1 a power n minus 1 b power 1, and plus so on. It will go, this is 1, it will go up to last ncn a power 0 and b power n. That was the last term. So that binomial theorem we are going to use here in this format, 1 minus h, that is a minus b raised to 10. This is n, this is a, and this is b. So a nc0 means 1 and a power n means 1 power 10, 1 again, that will remain 1. Next is, because here minus, so this h power 1 odd number, so it will be negative 10c1 nc1 b power 1, and then plus, because here square, so that's why it is positive here. So nc2 a square plus so on, and dot 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 up to 10 terms we will take, that I'm not going to write. The last not last, the second separate term is minus 1, that we have written here. So then limit h tends to 0, this 1 would cancel with this 1 at last, and as you can see, this everywhere we have h square, and except this first and this next term, we will have h everywhere multiplied to these terms. So when we take limit h tends to 0, these all terms get 0, this all terms become 0, and then we have this term plus 1 and this minus 1 at the end. So this cancel, minus 1 and plus 1 cancel, so we will have 0. That is left hand limit. Now we'll go towards the right hand limit. This is equation number 1. At x is equal to 1, x tends to 1 plus f of x, limit h tends to 0. Similarly, here we had written 1 minus h, now we have 1 plus h. So limit h tends to 0. Now this time, instead of f of x, we have x square. So x means 1 plus h, this 1 plus h, this is x square, that's why it is square. Then opening it, a plus b whole square, like by binomial theorem also, or a simple way also, you can open 1 plus nc1 h power 1 b power 1 plus nc2, that is 2c2 in this case, h square is equal to 1. Why? How? Now this, as you can see here, h, and here also h. When we will take this limit h tends to 0, this then these two terms will become 0, and then we have this non h terms only remaining. So this is equal to 1. As you can see, now this is equation number 2. As you can see, from 2 we have the value of right hand limit is 1, and from 1 the value of left hand limit is 0. So clearly left hand limit is not equal to right hand limit. Hence the function is not continuous. The function is discontinuous. The function is discontinuous at x is equal to 1. That's all.